Hello, it's another Sabbath at the Valley View University Church. We are going around to ask people about their Sabbath experience today. I am Josefina. Let's get right into this. What was the title of today's sermon?
The saga of God's vessel. The saga of God's vessel.
The saga of God's vessel. The saga of God's vessel.
All I remember was the saga and vessel. That's all I remember from the title.
So, what was your favorite part about the whole service?
The favorite part was when he took the quotation from Daniel chapter 5, where he said Belshazzar gave the command to bring the gold and silver vessels, which his father Nebuchadnezzar has taken from the temple, which had been in Jerusalem.
So what I got from the message was that even though the vessels were captured and they were in captivity, there was still hope and there was redemption. And as a person who's also a sinner, yes, sometimes even though we are Christians, we sin and go far from God. But let's not stay in the captivity. Let's go back to God, and He's always willing to take us back into the fold. Yes.
The preacher made us understand that we are God's chosen vessel. We are all God's chosen vessel, but for us to be truly the chosen vessel, we need to take responsibility of our life. We need to differentiate ourselves from those from the world. Thus, we need to listen to God whenever He speaks to us. We need to obey His commandments. We need to pray as Christians. We have to pray each and every day. We need to read our Bible so that God can speak to us day in and day out. And the key text was taken from the book of Acts, chapter 9, verse 15.
Despite our current situations we find ourselves, we can still be vessels in the hands of God. And despite the shortfalls or debt our vessel has been, God still can polish us up and can make good use of us. So for me, it was a calling that we should come to Him, and by His grace, He can rightly use us for His glory and for our blessing.
I learned that we are a chosen vessel of God, and then we have a greater responsibility to do on this earth.
God has chosen us, not because of anything good we have done. Personally, God has chosen me, and I need to understand that that chosenness by God is a great privilege. But instead of remaining a chosen vessel, there is possibility that I could allow myself to be captured. Even if I am captured, the sermon made us understand that it is possible that we could be captured. But if we are captured, we should not allow ourselves to degenerate. Rather, even from the point of our capture, we could even progress so that we can return to become purposeful vessels in the hands of God.
He spoke about the fact that we are vessels, and like the vessel of the time of Solomon and David, the vessels were removed from the temple of God to an unknown owners or an unknown God. And so it happens to us sometimes in our lives where we are chosen for a purpose, but for some reason, sometimes we are also captured and then are used for a different purpose. And so that was an awakening for me that I need to be conscious about that possibility in my life so that I stay glued with God. And then by the grace of God, He is always there to take us out from the place where we don't belong back to the place that we belong. And so, yes, I enjoyed the sermon.
Throughout the whole service today, which part was your favorite?
Honestly, it'll be the divine service, the preaching.
The preaching was the
Yeah,
favorite.
yeah, the preaching. And the second special song that the congregation did with the choir, I think it was the first of its kind since I joined Valley Church, and I really loved it. I hope it continues.
Where we sang as a like the choir and then the congregation sang together. Yeah, that was my favorite part of the whole worship. The part where the choir asked the whole congregation to sing in
All right.
441. I really enjoyed that part. I saw one where we, yes, my favorite hymn now.
The hymn singing, the congregational involvement in the worship was par excellence.
I worship at Gloria Saints Worship Center, and today church went fine. And I learned that we should be careful of the friends that we have.
Today we learned about who is your friend and that you should choose good friends.
Because we had a sermon based on 2 Samuel chapter 13. which talks about the influence of friends on people.
So church was interesting today, and today I learned that I am a vessel of Christ, and so I should portray God's love and love my neighbor as myself. Have a great week ahead, and then see you in the Sabbath. Bye.